Portland City Council Committee meeting, September 30th, 2025, 5:32 p.m. Each person must decide before entering the chamber which agenda item they wish to comment upon. If they are not seated in the chamber when the agenda item is heard, they will be notified by an officer to enter the council chamber for the rest of the agenda items. Public Safety Committee, item 1, call to order, resolution. Item 2, staff report.
Mr. Payne.
Here.
Mrs. Joseph.
Here.
Ms. Gordon.
Here.
Quorum present.
We have we need to amend the Public Safety Committee agenda. This would be item 5A. We need unanimous vote to amend it. This would be item 5A, discussions regarding a revision to the DMU zoning ordinance. It will be 5A, discussions regarding revisions to the DMU zoning ordinance. Need a motion? Hold on, who only committee members can.
I second.
Who made the initial motion?
Payne.
Okay.
Just write it down first. Mr. Payne.
Yes.
Mrs. Joseph.
Yes.
Ms. Gordon.
Yes.
Item carries.
Okay, so that will be agenda item 5A. Item 4.
Going back to item 4, Police Department, Chief.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry to leave. Mayor, council, citizens. So this is our month of August incident report. It's our stats as it relates to calls for service that our officers and our agency responded to or assisted with. So our agency responded to or assisted with 223 calls. We had 27 alarms, 10 fire department assist, 1 robbery, 2 suspicious person, 3 miscellaneous, 4 OBCs, 7 disturbances, 11 deaths, 2 shots fired, 1 hit and run, 8 remaining after forbidden, 1 custody matter, 1 harassment, 2 assists with law enforcement agencies, 2 noise complaints, 2 damage to properties, 11 checked persons, 3 suspicious activities, 55 medical calls, 2 911 hang-up calls on fraud, 2 civil matters, 2 traffic complaints, 1 burglary, 3 traffic stops, 3 batteries, 2 lost and founds, 6 on to return, 1 alcohol violation, 1 suspicious vehicle, 1 animal call, 18 information on reports, 3 domestic reports, and 1 check hearing. So incidents divided by the location: 43 incidents northeast of Court in LA1, 77 northwest of Court Street in LA1, southeast of Court Street in LA1 39, southwest of Court Street in LA1 50, and south of it in Coastal or I-10, B15. Our agency arrested a total of 15 suspects, 1 resisting an officer, 1 battering an officer, 1 obstruction of justice, 1 second-degree battering, 1 simple battering, 1 domestic abuse battering, 1 aggravated assault, 2 criminal damage to property, 1 remaining after being forbidden, 3 death arrests, 1 operating vehicle while intoxicated, 1 suspension, revoked license, and 3 fugitive warrants. To sum it up, we also responded to 19 traffic crashes, one was private property, and our officers issued 26 traffic citations. One quick thing I did want to give you guys is just a little bit more information, just to note on some of the more serious calls that we had, just to kind of give you a conclusion of it. So one of the shots fired calls, it was a 300 block of Tracy Porter Street. Officer dispatched to it. It happened an hour prior to, but it was an investigation. Luckily, there was nothing to it. The second shots fired call was August 6th. And again, thankfully, we had some officers dispatched to the 800 block of Port Street. We had a citizen who was outside and heard what they thought were gunshots. Our officers did preliminary investigation, and thankfully there was nothing to it.
When you say nothing to it, what you mean by that? There was no gunshot, it was just noise that they was hearing like a gunshot?
So no, we can't really always say there wasn't a gunshot now, but when I say there was nothing to it, there was no property damage, there was no person injured from it, so that's the conclusion of it.
Okay.
So, if we had the gunshot, that y'all asked for,
Yes,
would
ma'am.
you be able to tell exactly where the gunshots came from?
Should be able to get pretty close.
So we still waiting on that equipment?
Yes, ma'am, for the install. And that's it, guys.
Thank you.
Item 5, nation report. Okay.
Good evening, council.
Yes.
We've kind of been tag teaming this right now. Mr. Guidry's out. I just had the list that he had already did before going on leave. So if you have anything else that you see, I know it's quite a few because of the rain. We have some on the radar, but the ones that I had on this list that were given to Bo, which is the contractor that we normally call to go out, 1044 Avenue B is in Boyd, 1336 Avenue C, 402 South 14th Street, 1132 Oregon Avenue, 268 North 15th Street, and 269 North 14th Street. So I gave him these on the 26th, I think. I called and got a PO because I was out ill. But I called and got a PO. I know 15th Street and 14th Street have not been done yet. So I will double check with him. But so far, that's the list that we had. So I don't know if you have anything else. We've had a couple that come in since that Mr. Joseph is addressing. So I'm not sure if you have anything right now.
Man, I have a question. The one on 1132 Oregon Street, is that with the dumpster?
Yes.
Okay. We had talked about it. I just want to make sure that was. Thank you.
Gladiator Street? I don't know the property, I don't know the address to it.
Mhm.
You didn't check on the one on Gladiator Street?
It wasn't on the list that was left, so we'll have to.
That's the one on the corner you're talking about?
Yeah,
With the tires and all?
with the boat in the front of it?
No, that's not there.
I know they talked to them before.
Yeah.
Take a look at it tomorrow.
What you say?
Say we'll take a look at it tomorrow.
Oh, thank you.
Drive those streets, things out.
I think with the boat, I know he's talked to them before. I think we probably need to do that notice of abate. They have a boat in the yard along with some other abandoned vehicles and junk. Yeah, I think that's come up before.
Is it inoperable vehicles?
I mean,
As far as I know, they don't have a license plate on them.
we'll take take a look at it.
But that's the only, like I said, the list that was left, so we're trying to compile another list now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. 6.
Agenda item 5A.
I have a,
Okay, sorry, 5A.
Agenda item 5A, this is discussions regarding revisions to DMU zoning ordinance.
I had a resident approach me corner of Maryland and North Jefferson. She's currently in the DMU and she's requesting a subdivide on her property. And I just wanted to run that by y'all to see how you felt about that. And I talked with Evan, and I didn't know if maybe we could just pull back the boundary on it, or do we need to change the whole ordinance? And he's going to kind of give it history of it. Okay, you want to define the DMU because I don't know, downtown mixed use. Okay.
This was a matter that came up, I think, in October of last year, in the downtown mixed-use zoning section. As my understanding, there's about 5 properties that kind of have a similar situation, where there are 2 inhabited structures on what is essentially one lot. And again, at a certain point last year, one of the property owners had approached Mayor Lee about wanting to subdivide the property so they can split it into 2 separate lots and then sell one or both lots to somebody else. I guess it's just hard to sell when you have 2 houses, 2 buildings on one lot. We had looked at it from several different ways in terms of how it could possibly be done. It could not be done, though, without changing the existing ordinances, because the issue was that, even the lot as it stood was grandfathered once the city did its zoning ordinance, I think in 2016, 2015, 2016. So as it stands now, it was grandfathered in, but the issue would be that if you were to allow them to subdivide one of those lots into 2 separate lots, now you have 2 non-conforming lots as opposed to 1 non-conforming lot. The issue would be that once it's subdivided, neither lots are meeting the minimum zoning requirements for that particular zoning area. So we looked at it from several different ways at the time. And first we were going to say, okay, you could re-subdivide it, but each lot would then have to meet the requirements of, I think it was R1 or 3, whatever one is the smaller ones. And the properties we were looking at the time, when you would subdivide it and split it in half, they would still be such small lots that they would not even meet the requirements of the smallest residential sublots. So the only thing that we could do was to basically draft an ordinance that created an exception to the general rules of the DMU. And what it said at the time was basically like, look, if you were for a tract of land that was 2 residences on one single lot of land that was in place and in existence at the time the zoning ordinance took effect in 2016, those individuals, the owners could at least apply to the zoning, apply to the planning commission to subdivide the property. It would still have to go to planning commission and still have to come to the council, but theoretically it could be allowed under the ordinance. That was presented to the council, I believe, in October of last year, and the matter didn't move forward. It basically failed by a 0-5 vote. Not one council member wanted to proceed with it at the time. So that's kind of the issue, that if the council wants to do something for this issue in the DMU, it's going to have to be. It's going to require a change in the ordinances one way or the other. Either creating some kind of just a specific exemption for the few properties that have this factual scenario, or another option that Mr. Councilman Councilman Hubble suggested would be trying to tailor or modify the zoning boundaries of the DMU. That's probably going to be a lot harder and a more in-depth process than just doing an ordinance that could exempt these 5 properties and allow them to subdivide. So again, that's kind of the history of that request at the time. I don't even know if it was the same property owners that had the request in October of last year, but
So,
again, there was I think there's about 5, 6 of them that have this issue.
right, because one of them did come before us last year. So we created this order, so that means the one that we denied last year would be able to come back and get it done. But then we had a reason why we didn't approve it also. You have to look at that too.
Well, DMU is designed to induce mixed use and businesses and everything. At this point, none of that's happened.
Yeah, but you still
But if
have
I
to
recall,
remember
I'm sorry,
that
planning something that-
we had denied that, so it was a reason why we denied it. So now we gonna open doors for someone else that we denied last year.
Well, they have the option to reapply,
Okay.
you know, so it's not.
I just wanted to come back and say, well, look, I came to y'all with the same problem, and y'all denied me, then y'all want to create something else for someone else.
So if
So-
we do that for one person, we got to do for the other.
Well, of course, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Now, this would only be limited to properties that's in the current DMU zoning area. So this is not like a citywide issue. You know, it's only the people in the DMU that have this particular issue.
And where's that property located?
On Maryland and North Jefferson.
Maryland and North
That's
Jefferson.
where they are.
And this house here last year was on North Jefferson. And it was denied.
Can't remember what was the reason for denying, but I do remember planning.
They wanted to subdivide it back. They had a pool or something in the backyard or something. They were trying to give it back. Yeah.
Is that right, Lance?
So they can sell it to the, they say
Well-
kids wanted to sell it or something like that.
It's several properties,
Right,
but
yeah.
the one last year was a request to subdivide property that was fronting on Georgia Avenue because the property owner built portions of an extension to his residence
Yes.
on those lots. So the property could not be subdivided according to the original property lines to accommodate his request. And to accommodate his request would have required reducing the minimum lot size to almost 2,000 square feet or so, which our current smallest lot is 7,200 square feet.
It was
And that was that request. And all of these properties are not going to be similarly situated. It's going to require several ordinance changes to, I guess, address everyone's issue. Because some issues are that the lot size is too small. The other issue is DMU does not currently allow single-family residences. It's only multifamily attached residences like duplexes or upper story type of residential development. So it just cannot be done under the current ordinance. There would have to be some carve-outs to address all of these little issues. That's just the facts.
Thank you.
So that's pretty well.
Yes, I mean, we,
Yeah.
again, if the council is interested in this, again, it's, they have an ordinance that we drafted. It was brought before the council last year, so it's just a matter of bringing it back before the council. It's just, you know, the council has to determine, you know, what it wants to do with this particular issue.
All right. Any other thoughts?
Questions?
Does the council want this on the agenda for next week?
I don't know. I want to look into it.
We need to look at it.
I don't want it on the agenda.
Yeah, let's take some time to look into it and see what it's going to be.
Look at close it.
Yeah, we can look into it and see what's going on.
There's not on the agenda.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett.
Adjourn.
Public Works Committee, item 1, call to order, establish a quorum. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gordon,
Here.
Mr. Payne,
Here.
Ms. King,
Here.
Warren is present.
Item 4, adjourn.
Community Development Committee, call to order, establish a quorum, roll call.
Mrs. Joseph,
Here,
Ms. Gordon,
Here.
Mr. Hubble,
Yeah.
Warren is present.
we're gonna hear from Shelton Bears in regards to the upcoming Allendale and Westover reunion at the West Baton Rouge Parish Museum.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How we doing? We're kicking off a wonderful, wonderful fall at the West Baton Rouge Museum. We have a couple of events coming up. One we've been in the works for a couple of years now. It's the 4th installation of the Angela Greger exhibit. She curated the Confederate statue of Governor Henry Watkins Allen. And along with that, we're doing the Allendale and Westover reunion. Allendale and Westover were plantations that were owned by Governor Henry Watkins Allen, and we decided to do a reunion of those who descend from enslaved individuals and who worked on the plantation. So on Sunday, September the 7th, this Sunday from 2:30 to 4:30, we're going to have Arthur and Friends Gospel Choir. They are a Grammy-nominated choir. They're dynamic, and we're also going to have Kenny Neal and Serena Neal to perform as well. We are also going to have genealogists on staff that are going to help those trace their roots back to Allendale and Westovers. We're going to have Gaynell Brady, who's a genealogist, as well as David Morton, who has done extensive research in West Baton Rouge about the graves of enslaved people and those in West Baton Rouge Parish. And we're going to also have a cabin blessing. In 1973, the Cahill family, who were overseers on Westover and Allendale, donated the cabin to the West Baton Rouge Museum, and we're going to have that cabin blessed. It was built in 1852, and we're blessed to have it on our campus as well. So it's going to be an exciting event. We are grateful again to be in this city. We've been doing this research for a very, very, very long time, and now it's come to fruition. So on behalf of the museum, I'm asking everyone to come out and fellowship with those descendants. Families have made shirts, and they're excited to come and research. Many of you who have family here who descend from these communities, not just the enslaved communities, but the community as well, come out and feel free to research. So that's September 7th. And then the big one, of course, everyone knows October the 5th is Sugarfest. It's the 30th anniversary. It's a really, really huge event in West Baton Rouge. Again, we're grateful to have it here in the city. We're going to have many, many, many vendors and activities this year. It's one of the largest events we have in West Baton Rouge. We invite you out there as well. There's a plethora of events that we have coming down the pipeline, but those are the two biggest ones. I have some flyers, and I just wanted to come here on behalf of the museum and formally invite everyone. So I'll just pass those on to the side, and thank you for your time.
Thank
Do they have the table downstairs? You're welcome to put some as you come in or leaving out the door, across from the utility office.
Shelton.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Shelton. The blessing of the cabin, is they going to be between the 2:30, 4:30 time frame, or are they going to be before?
Yes, ma'am. So we're going to have the program's going to have a welcome. The choir's going to sing. Then everyone's going to gather in front of the cabin. And we're going to have the blessing, and then after that, Kenny Neal will perform at the end.
Okay, thank you.
And if you're not excited about that, Browns is going to be doing the catering. So we look forward to seeing everyone out there. Thank you again.
Put mine on the side when we running late.
Okay.
You have one.
I got one.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I guess we need to do a recap and thank everybody for our senior citizen roundup and all the fun and excitement we had at that time. I think we did a lot of thank yous to the folk that actually contributed. I think Ms. Gordon, you may have a list of the folks that donated to us, and it was just an awesome event that the parish was able to come together through us, and that we were able to host this type of event in the city of Port Allen. Before I go to the next thing, Ms. Gordon, do you have anything else you want to say about the event?
Okay, yeah. First of all, I want to thank you all, my council member and my mayor, the chief, of course, Ms. Rose and Ms. Lynette. We all put it all together. We did an awesome job. I'm still getting calls about the event, and it was such a wonderful thing to combine with the parish from the north to the south. And that brings together, you know, we can let the community know we're not just the city of Port Allen, we work with West Baton Rouge Parish as a whole. And the sheriff and the parish president, mayor too, they all was on board. And the hula hoop was a fantastic thing. Everybody trying to do the hula hoop and the fashion show. Everything was awesome. And I thank you all again. I thank my parish people. Dino 911, there's so many of that was there that I was shocked to see there, but I am going to reach out to them personally. Some of them I have already done so, and do not forget our church that donated awesome gifts to our senior citizens. Also, I sent out a thank you letter to them also personally, to them, to let them know that we really appreciate their donation toward the senior roundup. And guess what, guys? Get ready for next year, bigger and better. Thank you.
I also want to thank Ms. Carolyn, because it was the three of you all that came from here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. They said don't call our names, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's great
She gonna get me.
yeah, great vendors who actually were giving away stuff and donating everything, and the seniors enjoyed that.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody went home empty-handed.
Oh, and I do have to say this. Jersey Mike came, and they had sandwiches that I thought was going to just give us a little small piece, but they gave us extra old. And they ran out, and she said, Miss Gordon, I'm running to the office. It's going to take me 10 minutes. I'm coming back. And she came back with more sandwiches. She was just so excited to see all the people there that she went back and got more. And I really appreciate her for just going back to get more sandwiches. And like I say, I don't want to call out names, but the people really came out, and they really contribute to it, and I am so grateful that they did. And like I say, once again, I am reaching out to them with a personal letter for thank you.
Yeah, it was great. Even Chief Duck had to find more.
Yes.
But looking forward, we're getting ready for our trunk or treat, and we have a theme this year to be Nightmare on Court Street, and we'll have it right down here, and it'll be October 26th, starting at 6 p.m. Look forward to seeing all the council people helping us, and we're going to get all the young kids out for that day, and they're going to just have them a blast. So our mayor has done trunk or treat for quite a few years, but we have encouraged her to bring it down here and make it a mayor/city event. So we're very, very excited. And the chief will have all the police department out here helping us. We got that commitment, so we'll see you there too, Rivet. And we're very, very excited about that. So that's our big event that's coming up.
And what we're going to do with that event, we're going to make sure all the schools are invited and bring out the social club, the clubs, so we know that they are here to participate and to volunteer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any more questions? Okay. Number 4.
Call the personnel committee to order, establish a quorum. Could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hope,
Here.
Ms. Gordon,
Here.
Mr. Payne, here. One president.
Item number 4, adjournment.
Finance Committee, call for order, establish quorum, roll call.
Ms. King,
Here.
Mr. Hope,
Here.
Mrs. Joseph,
Here.
one president.
Item number 4, discuss the pay application for the Reddish Dew Electric LLC in the amount of $39,535.08 for wastewater treatment plant.
Good evening, council. As some of you may recall, Last year, we did a modification to the electrical panel at the wastewater treatment plant for the effluent pump station. This is a request to pay the retainage due McLeod Electric in the amount of $39,535.80. It's my understanding a meeting was had with Mr. Araco, who couldn't be here tonight, and he is recommending payment of the retainage due McLeod. We'd ask that be an agenda item for next week.
Agenda? Agenda? Yes. Put it on the agenda for next week.
Oh, yeah, should have. Next item.
Item number 5, discuss Chief Mitchell's request to surplus certain police vehicles not in use.
Yeah, this is a formality for next week. It's about 7 vehicles, mostly 2011 Tahoes. I think there's one 2009 Ford pickup, 2015 Tahoe. Well, that's 1, 2, 3. 3 2015 Tahoes, one 2017 Explorer, and a 2018 Dodge Charger. So those will be on the agenda for surplus next week.
Okay. Agenda? Yes.
That's it for me.
Item number 6, discuss Chief Mitchell's request to install GPS devices in the department vehicles.
It's cough. So excuse me, guys, but we probably started coughing and been fighting and dealing with it. So if you see me walk over to my silver cup, I promise you it's just water. I want to reiterate, it's just water.
You see it on them.
All right, so not too long to talk to you guys, but definitely inform you. We sort of dubbed this Operation Fleet Management, right? 2025. So Chief Mitchell has expressed a desire to modernize management of our fleet, right, the agency. And just to give you a short snippet, glance into what that actually means, is that it's just like when you get a vehicle playing from a dealership and you have to outfit it, you put lights, sirens, decals. So your fleet management system and GPS is sort of is no different, right? You have to outfit that vehicle with it. And so GPS, it works just like any other, typical run-of-the-mill GPS system. It tracks location to help better serve, with public safety. What do we need? Where do we need it? What our officers are doing? And if you take that initial sheet when we do our stat report, and you get this nice printout and readout, right, of what goes on, in our city as it relates to calls for services, crimes, anything that's happening that we document. So we want to do the same thing for our units, right? You're only as good as you can document your performance. You need to know what you're doing, what you're not doing, where your resources are going, what our officers are doing or not doing. Also, as you see, there are 6 areas of interest that we think installation of GPS and fleet management, right? So it's just not GPS, it's fleet management. So fleet management is also reading, being able to access anytime the vehicle can break down, oil change, our officer, the speed we're driving at, where we're patrolling, how they're braking, all that good stuff that this system is able to pull data from that vehicle. Anytime anybody can request it, it can be reviewed, and hey, it is what it is, right? We're public servants. But these 6 areas of interest is what myself and the chief, we definitely agree with that this is going to do, right? Operational efficiency, accountability, and transparency. evidence and reporting, vehicle recoveries, resource management, and enhanced officer safety.
Is that GPS for all vehicles? Police?
So as expressed by Chief, he would like to start with 10 modules that be installed in patrol vehicles. They do the most driving and respond to the most calls, and that'll help segue into entire fleet.
So would that be able to track the vehicles even on their off days?
Yes, sir.
Vehicles that they take on, not personal vehicles.
Yes, sir, you can. So once this device is installed, it's can't turn off.
I think that's a good idea. I also hope y'all get some radar done for all the vehicles. That's what y'all really need.
All right, I told her that's coming up next.
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely want to install radar systems in our patrol vehicles. We've had some handheld ones. I know we kind of got a little age on them. They break.
Right.
We're not working.
Not charging.
To fix it, right? They don't charge, batteries out. So we definitely looking into that. We've spoken about it before.
Okay. Did you say that it has registers maintenance schedules too?
Yes, sir. So we conducted a Zoom interview with our area's representative, and I mean, he took us through the whole shebang. And then, of course, there's one area is that it shows you maintenance, right? Maintenance due. You can set your parameters and tell it to what your agency needs, right? So all changes, tire rotations, track market, you can do it all. And so not only are you getting the GPS, but again, like I said, the fleet management portion of it is going to be really, really helpful. You're going to be able to quantify exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. Are we taking care of our vehicles? Are we not? It's all going to be able to come out into a visual on a computer. We can see it, and also in the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Put it on the agenda next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Item number 7, the bond tax update.
This is going to be two separate, one for the actual election, one for collection of ad valorem taxes. First, on the election part of it, our outside legal counsel that we consulted, hired, has let me know that we were actually supposed to introduce that long resolution at a previous meeting, but in law, there's always a way to fix something, she says, so she created a certificate that I signed, the mayor was okay with me signing, where I didn't talk about the election at a previous meeting, even though it wasn't technically formally introduced, and that was okay. So since I'm going to make sure I'm going to talk about everything about this election and make sure that there are no more surprises coming up. So one was that introduction of the election. We had to then send notices to our area's representatives and senators. So we have 2 state senators and 1 representative that represents the constituencies of the area. So they received notice that we were going to have the election for that meeting. We advertised for that meeting where the election was voted on for the resolution. The bond application to the State Bond Commission was due July 23rd. They filled out the application. They sent it all in. It was a lengthy application. They had the bond meeting with the State Commission on August 21st. They approved it, got the certificate of approval from the State Bond Commission, submitted to the Secretary of State's office. That was due September 22nd, so they're ahead of the game right now. In addition to submitting to the Secretary of State, they have submitted all the necessary paperwork to our local registrar of voters office and our clerk of court's office so that we can actually have this on the ballot for the November 15th election. Right now, we are in the course of running the 4 ads that are required by the state statute for this election. They're August the 28th, September the 4th, September the 11th, and September the 18th. In applying to the Secretary of State's office and the Registrar of Voters office, they discovered that the polling places had changed since when I did the preliminary work in April, that 2 of our precincts have consolidated even though they're at the same location, they're the two precincts that were numbered like 9A and 9B at the KC halls, where there's now one precinct as opposed to two different precincts. So they had to correct all of that in the paperwork that they submitted and to make sure it was correct in the advertisements that are being currently run. We also had to provide, and I didn't know this either, that part of the application to the State Bond Commission was to provide the paperwork that was done for the 2015 election, all the legal paperwork. And when I gave them those documents, finding them in our archives, they discovered that the election in 2015 for the millage was at 5.27, so we were eligible to do our current one at 5.27 as opposed to what we adopted at 5.02. I didn't realize this. I thought we had to, since it was a renewal of what the current millage rate was at that time. I told the law firm Jones Walker, Ms. Tarver Tapman, that we had stressed that we weren't going to raise taxes with this tax election. It was just going to be a renewal since we had rolled forward the previous year where we had raised the taxes with that roll forward. So there was a difference of 0.25 millage, so the police department could have gotten approximately $14,000 more if we had gone with that 5.27. I didn't realize that, so I just wanted to put it on public record that we could have asked for the 5.27 since that's what it was in the previous election on the millage. And that millage dropped down in the 2020 reassessment, and the council, from my understanding of the 2020, didn't roll forward to the maximum back up at 5.27, I think with COVID. After the election, regardless of whether the resolution passes or not by the voters, at the December 10th council meeting, you will formally canvass the returns of those elections precinct by precinct, what the yays and nays are, and then the law firm Jones Walker will take care of all of the legal ramifications of whether it passes or not. We still got to go through the making formal results of the election, advertising those results, filing all the paperwork for the results with the clerk of court, registrar of voters. If it does pass, I hope it does, because if it doesn't, we got to wait 6 months before we can have the election again. We have to go through all of this work all over again to try to get the thing. After the December 10th meeting, they still have work to do afterwards. It's not done. They still have to take the results of what we do at the December 10th council meeting, go back to the Secretary of State, the Registrar of Voters Office, Clerk of Court, and now the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's Office, and let them know, yes, the election passes, or no, it didn't, so that all those different records, and we can be in compliance with the state law. That's on the election. On the collection part, we have started discussions with the West Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office to try to take over sending out our ad valorem tax bills and collecting on our part, like the majority of the parishes do in our area. So if you've got relatives that live in East Baton Rouge Parish or Point Capee or Iberville, and they're getting one tax bill if they live in Iberville Parish, Blackman may have their own millage rates or gross tip or whatever, the sheriff for Iberville Parish is sending out one tax bill, they're collecting for one, and then they're sending to the municipalities that have the ad valorem taxes their thing. Now, of course, it is not free. They don't do that for free. They do take a percentage. So I'm trying to gather the data now from different things. Since West Baton Rouge Parish said it's going to be almost impossible to put it on the tax roll this year. They're getting a new software. They don't want to add something to make, unless they make sure that their software is right. So we're looking at adding it for next year, not this year. I don't know what a good amount is in Lafayette Parish. I got that data. They're charging $2 per parcel, but in Lafayette Parish, you got Karen Crow, Lafayette, all these big municipalities. So $2 per parcel. I don't know how many parcels there is. I can give a Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Department revenue. For us, we sent out 2,600 tax bills, so we had 2,600. $2 times 2,600 is not fair to our sheriff's department to send out 2,600 Okay, now, of those 2,600, 23 would be repetitive. We only have 300, because I checked with our assessor's office that had homestead exemption. So they would only be sending out 300 more additional tax bills than what they currently send out. Now, what the fair amount is, I don't know. Some, found out some other municipalities is anywhere between 10% to 20% of what the taxes is. Our total tax is $717,000, so 10% of that we'd be paying $71,000. It's a whole lot of difference. I don't know if y'all have any feedback, if y'all want to give me a amount that you're looking for so that we can negotiate with the sheriff's office. Of course, they want as much as possible, and as for me, I want to give them as least amount of money as possible. But what's fair, I don't know. And if y'all have any contacts in other areas of the state that y'all know of, let me know so I can try to get some more figures so we can get this rolling for next year's tax roll. I think no matter what the cost is, it would be very helpful to our constituents where they're paying one tax bill as opposed to two. There's been very confusion between some of our elderly constituents where they pay one, they get a notice in the mail and say you haven't paid your tax bill, and they go to either the sheriff's office with our proof of payment, or they come to me with the sheriff's proof of payment and say, I paid it. Well, no, you've got two tax bills. And that I'm having these discussions too with the DSLD community, since we're getting all these new houses coming with mortgage companies and various different mortgage companies, not realizing that in West Baton Rouge Parish, you've got two property tax bills. I think it would be helpful to everyone if we could do it, no matter what that cost may eventually entail. Any questions on those two items? Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8, adjourn.
I'll save the correspondence for, instead of doing the ones.
Can you say it? Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Special meeting, Port Allen City Council, Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Council chambers. Each person must decide before entering the council chambers which agenda item they wish to comment on. If they are not seated in the chamber when the agenda item is heard, they will be notified by an officer to enter the council chambers to address that item. Agenda. Please silence all electronic devices. Call to order. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Joseph? Here. Ms. Gordon?
Here.
Mr. Hubble?
Here.
Ms. King? Here. Mr. Payne?
Here.
Form President.
For public comments, comments from the public are allowed in accordance with LA Revised Statute 42:11, Section 2 through 34, and specifically limited to an agenda item to be considered during the meeting. 3 minutes per person and 15 minutes per topic. Item 5, consider approving the active donation of the D'Agostino building located at the corner of 375 Court Street from Future Port Allen LLC to the City of Port Allen. Ms. Rose?
Okay, there's a correction on that. I guess I was so excited I put our address down.
Right.
So it's not,
110 North Jefferson.
so it's not on court. I'm not sure.
What is it again?
The municipal address is 110 North Jefferson.
It's not the corner.
The legal description, just for clarity of the record, this is lots number 1 and 2 of Square 18, the Con subdivision. It's the legal description.
You said council? Oh,
Subdivision.
Members of the council and members of the public, I'm very excited. As Director of Community Development, we're here with my mayor and all my awesome council members. And we're here today to accept a donation to the city of Port
can you
Allen.
get to the mic, please?
Oh, sorry. Members of the council, members of the public, as Director of Community Development and working with our awesome mayor, the city of Port Allen, and of course I think I've walked most of you guys through. If not, I've talked about it forever. It's just an exciting day for us that we have someone who cared enough for the city of Port Allen that they would donate a building to us for our future use and the things that we can do in building our downtown. Here with me today, I have Mr. Ralston Phillips. Mr. Phillips, who is our donee. And you want to say anything?
Ross and Phillips family. Most of y'all know me. So anyway, I am excited to be here. We bought that building how long ago? 20 years ago.
About in 17, 18.
So around 17, 18, and we have tried to work with it in our development world and whatnot. And then Miss Rose, who should get a Lifetime Achievement Award for the biggest year around, that's a whole side story. Came to us one day and was asking, and she has always been a big advocate of the building, and said that the police needed some space. We went back, we talked about it, we were like, man, this is exciting. And then a member of our team said, you know, and I said, I don't like the comfort of leasing to the city. We have so much other stuff involved with the city and other properties. And I said, it just kind of puts me in a weird, she was like, what if we just donate? And I was like, it just fit. I said, it's worst case scenario, we go propose the idea. If they don't like it, that's okay. Like that's fine with us. So, but it was the building has not really worked in our model of it. So it was exciting that we came back, we proposed it, and it was met with great grace. So on behalf of my family, I'm excited to be standing here and excited to see, you know, we bought the building because we didn't want to see it come to the ground or anything like that. I've been immensely involved in the research and history of the building. It's got a really cool building. It's one of the oldest buildings in the parish.
At this time, this is the proposal that we're bringing to the council, that the council would approve us accepting the donation of the D'Agostino building to the city of Port Allen. We have already talked with our legislature, our state legislature, and we do have monies that have been donated, that will be donated to us, designated for improvement of the roof of the building. And we are in conversation with Culture, Recreation, and Tourism on actually putting some dollars in for other improvements of the building. And of course, we're nursing businesses and private entities on a daily basis. So that's our dream, to actually see this building within the next 18 to 24 months totally occupied.
That's good.
Thank you.
So at this time, I would ask the mayor to ask for a vote.
And second.
Right. Motion by Councilman Hubble, second by Councilwoman Gordon. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joseph? Yes. Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Hubble?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And also, Bob, you cannot leave here without taking a picture with the council using this Mona.
So that's
Okay, so, the only, I'm sorry, adjourn.
No, you can do your correspondence.
Yes, so, the correspondence, the only thing I had, we have a town hall meeting Monday. This is the second one. It's here, 5:30 p.m. We are asking the council to come. We put out before about questions. If they have questions, the public beforehand. If not, we will have a different lineup this time. So some of the other departments will be here.
to answer any questions on hand. If any of the citizens have questions that they did not present ahead of time. So please spread the word. This is the second town hall meeting, and it will be here, third floor at 5:30 p.m. I'm asking the council to participate. Also, I met last week, week before, I'm sorry, with someone from the post office in terms of getting flyers and different correspondence out. The school is fine, but it's not reaching everyone. So I do have a second meeting with them on Monday. So I will bring that to the council if it needs to be for a vote. That's the complaints that everyone doesn't have kids in school and everyone does not have social media. So until we get our message board, we have to do what we have to do. So,
I'm sorry, I need to cut y'all. With the West Side Journal, did someone purchase that? I thought
someone purchased the building but not the paper.
paperwork. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is our only other need, to be able to get flyers and the word out to the community. So, like I said, the schools are fine, but it does not still reach everyone, and that's a complaint that I've heard. So we're trying to be able to reach the community and see how that works with them coming out to support each other. So.
Well, we want to ask for their vote. Y'all walk to pass it out to you. Get the flyers all the time. Y'all walk for to get their vote. Walk to give information.
Nightmare on Court Street again. October 26th.
Send me out to go house to house.
Yeah, y'all want to get their vote. Walk out and give them the flyers.
6 to 8 p.m. So we are asking everyone to come out and participate. Something I started about 3 years ago, and Ms. Rose suggested that we incorporate.
Yes.
But I want to keep it basically the same as we've had. We're just moving locations.
And it's a trunk or treat, so
Right.
y'all come bring your trunks and put your treats in.
Hopefully, the tent should be here.
Should be in about 2 weeks.
Yes. All right. Anything else?